Hello and welcome back to the show. This is Everything Under the Sun. My name is Ty, and I hope you all are doing well. Thank you for being back here. Yeah, I hope all of you had a good Fourth of July weekend. I know it's been kind of a confusing one this one here in America. With everything going on, I think a lot of people didn't really know how to celebrate the Fourth of July. Well, not to mention all of the social distancing and things going on. I mean, some people completely obliterated the idea of social distancing, and some people kind of maintain that. Like my neighbors, they did this thing where it's like I live in like this kind of cul-de-sac area, and my neighbors did this thing where they sent everyone flyers, like left flyers on the doors of the neighborhood, and invited people to watch these fireworks in the evening on the Fourth of July, and in their yard of the people who initiated it, or maybe it wasn't the people who initiated. I honestly don't know who sent out the flyers, but in their yard they had about like 15 hula hoops, and they were all about 6 feet apart, so like you can sit, like take out your foldable chair and put it in the hula hoop, and you were social distancing in that way. So I don't know, it was kind of interesting. But the funny thing is, everyone started sitting in the yard across from that, so like no one was actually even sitting in the hula hoops. I actually think they didn't keep them out until the point of the fireworks. But anyway, it was just a funny little thing that was happening. So yeah, I hope it was a good Fourth of July. I think that a lot of people just wanted to blow shit up, because at the end of the day, it's like there was yeah, again, like I think it was a really confusing Fourth of July for a lot of people. So yeah, that's hope it was good for you, at least enjoyable. Hope you stayed safe, and yeah, all of that good stuff. It's been kind of crazy. I feel like I was just recording last week, and just to put it out there, this is a follow up episode. And for those that don't know what follow up episodes are just episodes that are shorter versions of episodes that have already been recorded. So this one's going to be on self development slash improvement. And yeah, these follow ups are shorter ones, maybe adding some added information, or having a guest on, or just like something else that adds to the topic that was mentioned before that maybe wasn't mentioned in the episode, or hadn't gone into too much detail in the episode. That's essentially what a follow up is. So yeah, that's what this is. And yeah, I guess there was the last thing on the last recording, I didn't really say what the episode was for this week or this upcoming week, so that's going to be something that's also going to be discussed. And it's really interesting. I've been getting like messages on social media just like regarding just new topics. I have some new topics in the box. The funny thing about that as well is that during the episode, the box that I listed all of the episodes that, or all the topics that were going to be put in the box, and the new episodes that would be put in the box. It took me until last night at 11:30 p.m. to actually put the new topics back into the box. So that's something that was actually completed. So there were new topics added to the box, about like 15 or 20 new topics. So thank you for sending those in. I've been really enjoying the messages and comments on social media, even though I've been kind of absent on social media for the past few weeks. Just been so preoccupied with other things, but it's been really great. I still get on social media. I'd get on Facebook for some reason, and I won't post anything on Facebook, but I'll go through different people's messages. Like I'm part of different groups, and I'll just like comment, like just random comments. And I don't know if it's like considered trolling, because like I never say anything mean. I just say like random things that I think are funny. And I don't know. I think it's just kind of fun, because I'm always like very supportive in the comments. But I don't know, it's just like weird comments. Like I'm part of this vegan food group, and someone posted some food, and I was like, "Oh, that dish looks amazing." And I was like, "The food looks great too." And I don't know, just like weird stuff like that, where it's like, yeah, there's another one where it's like I was part of a podcasting group, and there was everyone was putting their podcasting setups up. And again, I didn't post any picture of my podcast setup, but I was just commenting and complimenting on other people's setup. And there was a woman that had a podcast setup. It looked really really cool, with like black lights and chairs, and there was like a mirror that was on the other end of the wall. And I guess it's angled. There are two mirrors, and I guess it's angled in a way because she also does a video recording, so she doesn't want the camera to be seen. Anyway, I commented. I was like, "Is that a mirror, or do you just have friends that that podcast with you?" Because the mirror reflected like double microphones, like so it had like four microphones or something. So, um, Yeah, yeah, just saying weird things like that. I think it's like kind of fun, just amusing, and people find joy out of it, and obviously like being complimented on things. So that's been kind of my social media engagement on top of just, I guess reading things that are coming in from people. So that's really great. Yeah, it's been a really great time. I'm gonna feel like I'm just kind of like saying random things. There's so many times I think about this podcast when I'm not recording, and I think it's kind of fortunate that I don't have a recorder with me. I guess I could record on my phone, but the sound quality isn't that great. But I mean, the things that I say and the things that I think of like saying that I don't say during the podcast, it's like it kind of all gets out during like these times when I'm just like thinking about the episode or thinking about what I'm gonna put into the podcast episode. But yeah, man, it's ridiculous. I'm not sure what all of you would think of me. It's nothing bad. It's just kind of like I feel like it's just really just off the wall, and I say some things that they make me laugh, and they're not like again like they're not harmful towards people. They're more like just like really random things that just I don't know make me laugh and make me feel good. I think that's the biggest thing that I like to do is like I know how to make myself laugh. I know how to make myself feel good, and it's like it feels good to like be able to do that and like not need that to come from like anyone outside of me. So like I can create that happiness or like that laughter within myself. And man, the things that you think about when you're recording podcasts, because when you're recording podcasts, it's like I'm kind of just talking to myself right now, and it's it's not until like it gets released and like other people hear it that like it becomes somewhat of like a dialogue towards anyone else. But a lot of times it's just me talking to myself as I'm thinking about these things. So I'm with myself all the time. So I'm thinking about this podcast and I'm thinking about random things and I just say some really, really crazy things. So it's kind of good that I think it out first before I just throw it on here because y'all might think I'm a crazy person. Anyway, so that's that. I do want to mention something about the last episode, the art episode. It was a really great episode. There was unfortunately a lot of feedback, like audio feedback. There was so much just static sound in my guest's like microphone, and just something was going on maybe with the program or the microphone that was being used. But at the end of the day, it's like that's something that I do want to apologize for because the sound quality is something that I do want to try to maintain and do really well with. I did do a lot of editing on that episode to try to eliminate a lot of the noise. And I mean, if you hear the original version, there was a lot of static in the background, but the editing also caused my guest's voice to kind of be diminished in certain parts or like just lower in certain parts. So I apologize about that if that was really a weird thing, but hey, I tried, and I think it was a really, really great episode. If you haven't listened to it, go check it out. Lincoln Lure Arts, Lure underscore Arts are on Instagram if you want to check that out. But all of those details are in that episode if you want to go and listen to that. But that's something I'm gonna check for in the future. Just make sure that the audio comes through clear. We didn't do a test run as far as the recording or sound quality test. I kind of felt like this program was something I was in tune with, so you can't always hear how much feedback is coming as you're recording. So it was just something that I know now, and it's going to be something to look forward to in the future. So anyway, again, this episode is a follow up on self development slash improvement episode, and in that episode there were a few things that were being spoken about, but I'm actually going to do the thing that I forgot to do last episode, which was pick from the box so we know what topic is going to be next week. I mean, I guess I could just pick one, but I mean, like, where's the fun in that? Anyway, so the topic for next week is going to be finding purpose. Wow, look at that. I can't even believe that was one. Finding purpose is going to be a really great one. I feel like that's so big. I mean, finding purpose, like what does that even mean? Like it seems like such a two words that are just like so big because they're so meaningful in our lives. So that's going to be an interesting topic. I'm not sure where I'm going to go with that, but I know I'm going to have to think long and hard about this one before I figure out where that's gonna lead me. So gonna take art's already off the wall. So finding purpose going on the wall, and that's gonna be what we talk about next week. So again, today, follow up, self development slash improvement. So just a little recap on that episode. That was the episode that I spoke about like the three different categories of people: the teachers, challengers, and the allies slash companions. The teachers being those that you go to learn things and kind of gain that knowledge of what you want to improve on and what you want to develop within yourself. You go to these people and they teach you those things. They bring you that knowledge. They're the challengers, the people that try to challenge your convictions, challenge your will towards going towards those things. And those challengers come in all different shapes and sizes within our lives. And that's something that like we have to take into consideration. And of course, the allies slash companions, that the people that are walking with us in this path of self-development and improvement and helping us as we go along this path. And again, these three categories aren't anything that like I don't think you can like find them online. These are just things that I made up as I thought about the topic. But today we're going to be speaking about challengers, because I think that challengers are the biggest source of our growth, but also the ones that can also shake us off our path. And I think that that's something that we have to kind of keep in mind, because the ways that they challenge, and again, like some of this is spoken about in the last episode about self improvement development. And if you want to listen to that, you can check it out. But there are subtle ways that these challengers kind of come into your life, and they challenge the way that you're moving, or the things that you want to accomplish in your life. And I think that that's kind of where we kind of fall into that slippery slope of, are we going to listen to this person? Are we going to back away from this thing that we so passionately want to move towards? And I think that's kind of where we have to evaluate our own passions and evaluate the reasons why we're doing those things or moving towards those things, because a lot of these challenges can be so mental in the way that they come about, where the cause of it can be something or someone that's outside of you, but it reflects back in a mental state, in a mental form, where you're second guessing yourself, you're kind of psyching yourself out, you're maybe all of those worries and fears that you had are being kind of brought back up because of what this challenger is bringing to your, bringing into your life. So be aware of the things that are mentally happening, that are being caused for things from things outside of you, from those challengers outside of you. Because when you decipher that and when you separate that, saying that no, like this, like I know my will, my strength, and my passion towards this, that's coming from inside of me. All these other doubts and worries and things, like these are being exacerbated from experiences and things and situations and people outside of me. And just separating it in those different lines can help so much, and just like continuing to move towards those things. And it's really just like staying true to yourself at the end of it, because when you find that voice that's within you that's telling you like, this is what I want, like outside of what all these other people think, or outside of what all these other things have told me, I know what I want, and I know that like this is what I'm passionate about, and that's what I'm going to move towards. That's when you become more true to yourself, and you're moving towards the things that are right for you. And it's not going to be right for everyone. So their opinions, their judgments, their thoughts and ideas about whether something is worth your time or effort, or worth you moving towards, or whether you can make it towards that goal or not, all those things are manifestations of their psyche. That's not you. That's not something that's coming from within you. So hold that passion for what you want within yourself, and where you want to move within yourself, and stay true to that. Because again, like you're honing into like who you are, and you're moving more towards like being who you want to be. And at the end of the day, it's really the idea of being on your own side. Because like there are so many people that come in and out of our lives, and sometimes they're on our side as well. But at the end of the day, we are the ones that have to be on our own side always, because we're the ones that are with ourselves always. So be on your own side, because just as we can be our worst enemy, we also are our best asset. You are your best asset at the end of the day. And all these other things, that these assets that come outside of you, that kind of help you to move towards your goals, the original asset that's being utilized is yourself, your will, your determination, your passion, your love, your conviction. All these things, that is your asset. You are your asset, and you are moving towards your goals. You are creating these things. You are bringing those things into your lives. It is you that's doing it. So be on your side. Be on your own side, because you are an amazing asset to yourself, and you can create and do anything that you please, as long as you hold true to who you are and be on your own side. And as you stay true to yourself and as you stick to your own side, you start learning more about yourself. You start getting this bigger picture of who you are, and it starts to, feel more complete. It's kind of like finding pieces of puzzles, like finding a piece of a puzzle that's like always been there. It's like it may be laid out on your table. I'm not sure if you've ever done a puzzle, like a 1,000 piece puzzle or something, but like you have this puzzle with all these different pieces scattered around, and maybe the image is abstract. You don't know what colors are where, and like, you just see like little pieces, and it may take you hours, it may take you weeks, it may take you days, it may take you years. And I'm speaking also metaphorically about this puzzle piece of understanding yourself. It can take years, it can take so long, but as long as you keep attending to that puzzle, you can get frustrated, you can take breaks. Oftentimes, some people may cover it with a tablecloth, but at the end of the day, when you sit down to eat, you're going to feel the bumps and you're like, oh, there's a puzzle under here. You're going to move that tablecloth because you have to wash it, and you're going to see that puzzle sitting there. You're going to constantly be confronted with that puzzle because it's going to be sitting on that table of life and existence. And, this metaphor is kind of getting out of hand, but the idea is that like that piece may have fallen onto the floor or outside of the table, but as long as you keep trying to complete that puzzle, complete that understanding of yourself, as long as you keep trying to look and and find the pieces that fit, then you will eventually look under that table and say, "Oh, this is the piece." Finding those pieces will be something that comes with time, comes with energy, but also comes with your attention. So give yourself that attention, and you know do the things that you want to do for yourself, and it grows and adds to that experience of understanding who you are and the strengths that you have and the determination that you have and the vast amount of potential that you have. So that's that's kind of what I wanted to add to that topic. I really hope this was anything. I feel like there was a lot of those things that crossed over with what was in the actual episode. And I mean, like, again, like, if you haven't listened to that episode, check it out. I mean, I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but I feel like there were some good things in there that as I kind of reflected back on it and looked through the notes on that episode, I was like, like, I took some things from it. And again, this is an experience where, like I said, those pieces on the puzzle, it's a big ass puzzle, and there are a lot of pieces, and that image is so abstract. And as I say things, I'm still collecting those pieces myself. I'm still finding where those pieces fit myself. So even as I go over through this information, even as I'm speaking through this conversation, I've gained some insight. I'm like, holy shit, like, I can't believe these words are coming out of my mouth, because this is something I think I needed to hear as well, something that I needed to hold in myself. And I think that a lot of times, just as when you're maybe learning a new topic or something else, the best way to learn that information yourself is to try to teach it to others or try to speak it to others. And that's why these conversations are so important to have, because as we speak about them, we gain more insight. It's again like shedding more light on those pieces of the puzzles, maybe looking under in places that we didn't know to look, and we're finding pieces there. So keep finding your pieces of your puzzle, keep trying to make that image complete, and love yourself in the process, because that's what it's all about. It's that we are going to have our ups and downs, we're going to have our moments of rest, we're going to have our moments of doubt and worry, but love yourself, have compassion for yourself, and at the end of the day, come back to yourself and be on your own side, because that's where success is driven. It's like within yourself. Again, you are your best asset. You are an amazing asset with so much potential. So hone into that, be true to that, and strive towards the things that you want for yourself. So that's all I'm going to speak about that. And yeah, again, I hope that this was something decent. I really just wanted to do a follow up, more or less, to get a topic out there, because there was no topic again that was spoken about in the last episode. So there's that. We have our topic of next week, which is finding purpose. Oh man, that's gonna be that's gonna be a good one, but it's also gonna be a difficult one, because like, again, like, that's such a heavy topic. So stay tuned for that. Finding purpose. And yeah, I think that's all I got for this episode. So I love you all, and I will see you next time.